Alrighty, welcome back everyone. So a couple things here. I made a couple changes to my microphone, so if it sounds worse, I'll try to fix it. But I wasn't really happy with the way that it sounded. It does look like I'm peaking a little bit, so I might need to go ahead and make a couple settings there, but hopefully we can get that figured out. It kind of sounded muffled or something, so I guess the settings that I had weren't the best. I can also just, I can also go ahead and, turn this down a little bit as well. But either way, we'll see how it goes. But also, last episode, I guess I actually want to go ahead and talk about my NeoVim setup is, I think, basically complete. There is a couple more things that I want to kind of do, so we'll kind of see how things go, but I'm going to give it a shot with a couple smaller projects before hopping in here, get used to it and everything. But the goal of me was basically to learn Vim, that way I get better with the keyboard and mouse, or not mouse, but better with the keyboard, because I never really truly learned how to type quote-unquote properly. So I want to go ahead and learn, and yeah, I think it's going to be a cool learning experience, but I think I basically have everything done, but I might need to make a couple more tweaks. That's why I wanted to give it a test. One moment, please. Cool. So what we worked on last episode was we got it so we could type in here like hello, and also go ahead and like click on this, and then everything is working kind of how we expect it to. So that looks pretty good. So now what we need to go ahead and do is make it so that we can actually search for emojis. And we also need to, I guess, make sure we can post them. I'm not really that concerned about the post. We need to be able to open and close this, clicking this button. And maybe we take a look at the recents. We'll see about the recents. I'm not sure if we're going to do that 100%. But that's kind of like the plan here. If we can get this open, close, and things like that, we can go ahead and close this off. And the next thing I kind of want to do is focus on getting it to be able to actually see post on the screen. But like I mentioned before, to see post, you have to be able to follow people, and to be able to follow people, we're going to need the search. So that's what we're going to work on after that. So we'll just see how it goes. Hopefully I can at least get the emoji stuff done, and then move on to that maybe tonight, or we can hop into Java in the next stream and move on from there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the code. So let's go ahead and go into our emoji dropdown, and we need to go ahead and find where our search bar is. So here's our search icon, and the placeholder should actually be search emojis. So that's the first thing that I saw. On change, we're gonna make a function. Now Twitter has some, like, I don't know how to explain it, but Twitter has like I guess metadata or something on the emojis, so it can search by more than just a name. I don't know what these are, and I'm not going to go through and get all the metadata. I mean, maybe I could go through and find descriptions and stuff, but I'm not going to do that. I already put myself through all that pain setting up the emojis, so we're not going to do that. It also has a div. I'm just going to give it a class name equal to emoji drop down search, and this I'm just going to call it clear maybe, and this is going to be like this. And then inside there's like an X, so if I do this, and we could probably just use an X, but I think it's actually a material UI icon. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to my material UI icons, and I'm gonna search for I think it's probably like a close icon would be my guess, but I'm gonna go ahead and search for the close icon and see if I can find one. So let's see here. So I don't see a close. Oh, there is a close. So let's go ahead and grab close. I'd like the close rounded, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and copy the close rounded and import it. And we'll just put it here. So close rounded icon. And that guy will go in here. So let's scroll back down. This file is getting pretty gross, but it is what it is. And we'll probably want to go ahead and style that up, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. This will also have it on click equal to something. So basically, let's go ahead and set it up so that we can, I guess, store the search information. So we're going to need a state. So we'll go ahead and say const emoji search content, and set emoji search content equal to use states, and this will be a string, and it'll start out as nothing. All right, so that's good to go. And then we'll go ahead and scroll down here and make a new function. And this will be const update the emoji search content. And this will take in, I guess, an e react dot, it'll be, I'm pretty sure it's a change event, I guess, right? Change event on an HTML input element. Okay. And then here, what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll say set the, what do we call this? Set emoji search content. We're going to go ahead and set that to e dot, current target, or actually I guess we can say e dot target dot value, right? Dot target dot value. Okay, we'll set that value. And then what we can do for the button that we click on, we can go ahead and do an on click on this button wherever we put it. So here, this on click will be really simple. We'll just go ahead and say set the active, or set the emoji search content, and we'll set it to an empty string. So we'll just set that to an empty string, and then we're going to wrap this in curly braces, and we're going to make sure that there's basically content. So we're going to say emoji search content question mark. We're going to go ahead and show that. Otherwise, I don't know what the deal is with my, whatever this is, my colons not, or being multiple, but I must have a bug on my keyboard or something. But there we go. So if there's content in there, we'll show it. Otherwise, we won't. And then on change, we'll go ahead and call the update, not current post, update, what do we call this? Update emoji search content. Okay. And right now, we also want to, I guess, we want to set up this value, but we also want to be able to, we might also want to say value equal to this emoji search content. And then we also want to basically map through and change the value of basically what's inside the row. And I don't know, if we start typing, nothing pops up. So as soon as you start typing, everything goes inactive and you can't click on them. So that's going to be fun. And then how's it going, Delve 3 or Delve? And then we also need to basically map them. I'm gonna basically just be like, okay, if the name contains this, filter it. So whenever we go ahead and search for, whenever we update this, we need to basically search through all of the different things. So I think we can use that find again. So we could probably say like, and I don't know how we're gonna do this. We might need another const, and then we'll say search emojis. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head. And then set search emojis equal to use state, and it'll be a emoji. I don't know if we want emoji data or just emoji, and I don't know, I also don't know if I exported these. So emoji data has name category string, and I think this is what we're using for the, yeah, so we'll go and use an emoji data. Let's go and export this though, so we can actually use it. So export const emoji data. So this will be an emoji data array, and obviously it'll start out as an empty array because we haven't had any data in it. All right, and then so what we're gonna go ahead and do is every time we do, every time we come into the update, we're gonna go ahead and set the emoji search, or set the search emojis. We're gonna have a callback function, and we're gonna basically need to map through the emojis. So we need to return a, and I don't know if I have access to this. We have We don't want the mapped emoji because that just doesn't, actually, no we don't, because we want the name. So we're gonna go ahead and grab the emojis. So let's grab emojis. So we're gonna say emojis dot filter, and we're going to filter by emoji where, and we want to say I guess we can just say emoji dot name dot, I don't know if contains works because emoji dot name says it's any. Do we have to say emoji is type emoji? Because emojis and this doesn't get exported, so let's go ahead and export this interface, export emoji, and we'll go ahead and import this. Maybe we won't import it. We'll come into here and update that to emoji, and this is going to probably be annoying. So emoji dot name dot I don't know why it makes us wrap this, because I thought you could always just inline this, but I guess I was wrong. We're gonna do emoji dot name, and I think I want contains or includes, and we want it to include the e dot target dot value, and then we'll basically keep track of this. I guess, I don't know, I guess we don't need to keep track of it, but we're going to keep track of it. We're going to go ahead and set those. And then maybe every single time our emoji, what do we call this? Search emojis dot length changes, we'll console dot log the search emojis, just to see if it's working kind of like we expect. It should basically get pretty small pretty quickly after we type in like a couple words. So let's just see what's going on here. So compiled with problem, return emojis. So error, what's the error though? It doesn't say what the error is. Error in source, cannot find emojis. We might not have exported it. So let's go ahead and export emojis. Is that better? Except it does not like this. So argument type is not assignable to parameter. They could do a callback here. Can you not do a callback? Question mark. Argument type is not assignable to set state emoji data. Oh, you know what? We have to map it, don't we? Dot map, and we will return a object, and we'll map emoji. I always forget about this step. So, and then we will return, and we need an so I forget what these are. So let's see. So we need name, category, yada yada yada. So let's fix these. So name will be emoji, whoops, dot name. Category will be emoji dot category. The emoji will be emoji dot emoji, and finally image will be emoji dot image. Now we're going to deal with the shoot. We need to deal with, what's it called? The modifier, right? So, interesting. What are we going to do here? We need to deal with the modifiers here. Because the modifier might be different. How do we want to deal with this? We could filter. We could still filter by name. And we have access to the modifier or the skin tone. We also have access to this guy, right? Whatever it's called, convert modifier to index. So we can go ahead and say that this is images convert, and we're going to say convert modifier to index. We're going to get the current skin tone, and that should work. Return, we might have to do this, and then this, because we made it multi-line. There we go. All right, so that should work, because if the skin tone is none, it'll be 0, and so on and so forth. So that should be fine. And then we need to basically map these similar to how we did here, except the issue is this. If we scroll back up, the issue with what I'm thinking we do, because we generate emoji by category, I'd like to do something similar to this, but I guess we don't need to, because we already have the list, right? So what we could do, and this is going to get really ugly, but I guess we could also make sure that modify or the emojis work really quick. So let's come back in here. Everything's loading. And let's go ahead and open up inspect and just see what happens here. So if we start typing, so right now erase nothing. So we say grinning. Interesting. Oh, you know what? We need to say, if we come back, we need to say filter, dot includes, dot, or filter dot name dot, is there ignore case? Filter dot name dot to lowercase dot includes, and then we're gonna say this, and whoops, this should be a function, so let me go ahead and call it as a function. Dot includes dot this dot to lowercase, and we'll just go ahead and convert everything to lowercase, and that should fix that issue. So now if we refresh, it will fix that little icon being in the wrong spot. So obviously grinning should be popping up there. Smiling. So I wonder why grinning face doesn't pop up, but these ones. So grinning face with smiling eyes, smiling face, grinning face with cat with smiling eyes. So this is kind of working. So why is grinning not working? G-R-I. I wonder if the name is scuffed. No, it can't be scuffed, right? Because the name can't be broken if we go into all emojis. That's interesting. Why can't we even find grinning face? So name is grinning face. But as soon as I do G-R-I, whoops. As soon as I do G-R-I, it can't find it. That is so weird. But if I do GR, what happens? Angry face. It's still not finding grinning face. If I do G. G has like a million of them. You'd expect it to be the very first one. So G, it finds it fine. But as soon as you do GR, it loses it. Now I wonder if... Did I not save this? I don't think I saved it. Let's give it another refresh. G-R-I-N-N. Yep, okay. Grinning. Cool. So now it's basically working as we expect. So now whenever there's content here, and let's also see if we click on this. Yep, it clears the content. So now anytime there's content, we want to basically gray out all of our drop downs, and also make it so they're not clickable. So that'll be interesting. So let's see here. So we have our categories, and then it generates top row.map, and then it gets the active ones, and so on and so forth. So here we'll wrap this inside curly braces, and this is going to get really ugly. And basically what we're going to say is if there's emoji search content, so emoji search content question mark, I'm actually going to say not. If there's not emoji search content, we'll show this. Otherwise, we're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to basically do a generate top row again, but everything is going to be inactive. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and this one is fine. You know, I'm just going to grab the generate top row and kind of go from there. So generate top row, and we're gonna go ahead and I want to make sure, did I do this on the right one? Div, I might have this on the wrong section, so let's move this and paste it here. Well, that didn't copy, thank you. I'm wondering if I have this on the wrong section. Div, yes I did. Where does this div go to? To the drop down. Is there an extra div running around here on accident? No, okay, that's fine. Cool. So now, otherwise, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna say generate top row dot map. And let me also fix this. And of course, we'll map. I don't think we need data and index. We'll just map the data. And let's see, what is your problem? Element any assignable to React node. Give me a second, and then we'll go ahead and return a div. And something is really scuffed here. Let me fix this. So generate top row dot map, and this is outside the map. Fix this. There we go. Generate top row, and then if we return a div, will that make you happy? Or do I have something else broken? I don't know what this thing's problem is. Dot map. What is going on with this guy? I don't have a second one. Okay, that's not it. Expected this. Okay, I'm really confused right now. We have the closing one here. If we put a div here, does that work? Okay, it's fine with that. So what is your problem with generate top row dot map data? Should be inside here. Return a div. I don't know what the problem is with this. There. We can even do this to make it even easier to see. I'm not sure what this thing's problem is. I'm going to copy this. So the end here. And I'm just going to literally paste it and see if it still complains for some reason. Yeah. What is the problem? Element generate top row is not assignable to React node. I don't know. Let's undo all this, I guess. I don't know what the problem is with this. I must have done something funky or wrong somewhere, right? Oh, you know what the issue might be? No, that's not it. Huh. Okay, let me continue undoing this until we get to the point where it's happy again. Okay, there. Hopefully I didn't go too far. Let's go forward one. Okay. So, we have this generate here. And I guess what we want to do, right, is I guess that's the problem, right? We basically need to wrap this whole thing. Maybe this is the issue. Maybe we need to wrap this whole thing, this whole div here in this guy, right? And then we do one of these, hit enter, and do one of these like so. So then it's at least inside of a fragment. And then we do this. So there's that. And then so now we do this where we say like, so we say not and emoji, I think it's called emoji search content question mark. So we'll basically check to see if there's emoji search content. If there's not, then we do basically the same thing, except it'll be slightly different. So that seemed to have fixed the annoyingness, I guess. And this is somehow scuffed, but whatever, I guess. So now instead of having this if else, we don't care about checking. Basically, we just want to return the inactive, except we do not want it. Whoops. Except we don't want it to have any on click on it. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. And we can clean this up a little bit. And then we want to get rid of some on click stuff. So, this is a mess, but it is what it is. So we don't want on click because we don't want to be able to navigate. And we do not care about the ID. And I guess that should do it. So now if we type in there, it should go ahead and gray out everything and ignore it more or less. We won't be able to click on it. Fingers crossed if we type in here, as you can see. So the hover is still working. So we might need to take the hover off. So to do that, so I think it's the emoji inactive that gives it the hover effect. So if we go into our CSS and we need to look for our hover effect. So focus, placeholder, category, emoji inactive. So it's not that. No, it is. So hover puts grayscale to this. So maybe we put, I don't know how you would do that. I might say dot emoji inactive search and do the same thing with the filter grayscale 100%. Or I guess we could do this. So instead of this, we already have a style on it, right? If we come in here, there's already a style on it. So what we could end up doing is just be like filter, and this will be a gray scale. So I'll just more or less hard code it. grayscale 100%, and then we'll just do it like that since this is the same no matter what. So now let's see if we do that. There's still a hover effect because so why is there a hover effect? Is it it might be the category. So let's see what the category looks like, or the wrapper. It's either the wrapper or the category. So I might need to make one more change here. So here, so the wrapper does nothing. Category, ooh, it's because it has, so yeah, I guess we are going to do what I was saying. So we're going to go ahead and say emoji dash inactive search, because we don't want the other hover effects that we can't get rid of. So save that, come back in here, and instead of the grayscale, we'll go ahead and set inactive dash search. And now hopefully that gets rid of that. Cool. So now let's go ahead and, so this is working pretty well. So if we say like grinning, now of course we need to change this as well, but let's get it so that this guy is working. And I'm not sure how this works. It might be black circle and so on and so forth, but let me go ahead and just take a peek at how big the circle is on Twitter. Looks like it's about 18 by 18 pixels, which is a weird size, but it is what it is. So let's grab our emoji drop down search clear, and let's deal with this. Let's see where our search is. So cool, paste that in. So width will be 100%, or actually 100%, 18px. Height will be 18px, and then position will be absolute. And here, let's just go ahead and say right 0 and top 0 for now. And we're gonna go and make some changes. It's gonna have a display of flex in it, and then we're gonna have a flex, doesn't matter the direction, but we're gonna justify content in the center and align items. Whoops, align items in the center. So that should deal with that. And also this whole background color of black, and it's going to have a border radius of 100%. I think that's everything now. Now obviously we're going to need to make this smaller and we need to move it, but that's perfectly fine. We can deal with moving it. So let's go ahead and make the, wherever this guy went. So let's make this X smaller. So SX equal to, we might need to also make the color white. So we'll say color is white, and then, whoops, we'll say font size is maybe, let's try 12px and we'll see how big that is. I just want to get the cross in there so you can see. It doesn't look centered, but it might be. I wonder if we can font weight this. I don't know if font weight works on this. It might just be font size, but it's worth a shot. And we're gonna just like 800 because it's really skinny. I doubt this will do anything. Yeah, I didn't really do anything, but it is what it is. But now we want to go ahead and move this. So this one is where the finesse comes in a little bit. If we come back into our drop down CSS, so right, let's say like 8px, and then top maybe like 12px, and then I'm just going to adjust this after the fact in the video. We will deal with it. Excuse me. So we need to bring it down a little bit more, so maybe down like 12px, or I guess it'd be like maybe like 14px, and right needs to be moved quite a bit. So let's move right to like 24px, and again we'll see how this looks. So okay, that's definitely too much. The up and down looks okay. We might tweak it to 16, and then maybe we'll tweak this to 16 as well, and we'll just see how that looks. So I guess it's gonna be 15, but I think I like where it is from the right. So now we're just gonna go ahead and say top 15, and we're gonna call that good. And then also let's go ahead and see if there's a hover effect on this. So yes, let's go ahead and just put cursor pointer on that. That way we can see that it's a pointer, and I think that will do it. So I think that looks pretty good. Click on it, it goes away. Type in grinning again and it works just fine. So that might not look perfectly centered. There's something weird about like the way this guy works, so we could maybe put like height, like fit content, and width fit content, but again, I don't really think this does anything. So I mean, I don't think this will change anything, but I mean, maybe it won't hurt. Okay, so that did make it bigger. And it centered it. It made it bigger. So what if we say like height 12px, and that might be big. Let's say 8px and width 8px. This is going to be really small, but at least it centered it a lot better. So yeah, that is too small. So maybe like 10 or 12 and 12. And font size 12. Yeah, it doesn't look centered anymore. Whatever, it's fine. So that's working. Now I need to basically change this guy right here. And then if no emojis are found, it's going to... So this is going to be gross. If there's no emoji found, it says search results and then no emojis found. So, that's gross, but it is what it is. So now let's scroll down here. So here's our drop down selector. And this is what we're gonna have to modify, I guess. And I'm not loving this, so we might go ahead and switch this up because technically it's already going. You know what? We can refactor it later. I'm not that concerned. I just want to get it done. So I'm guessing this works the same. So if we say like A, yeah, it works the exact same. It has a mouse over and everything. It's just the content inside is different. So let's go ahead and wrap this whole thing inside of a fragment. Okay, so let's do this. Wrap this into a fragment. And then we will do this. So this is kind of unconventional, but it is what it is. All right, and then what we're gonna go ahead and do is do this. We're gonna wrap this guy. And where'd the fragment go? We're gonna wrap this guy. Like so. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and indent this fragment once again. Maybe. Cool. So this is the default, right? So we're going to go ahead and say if there is no, let's say if no search content, I guess. So search, not search emojis, emoji search content, question mark. So if there's none, whoops, if there's no search emoji content, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and display this. Otherwise, if there is, we're going to go ahead and have something different. And in here, we're going to have two different things again. So no matter what, we're going to have, I guess this is like an H2 or H3 or something. That's going to say search results. And we'll say class name equal to emoji drop down selector. Actually, we'll say search results header. Okay, so no matter what, we'll at least have that. And let's see if this starts working. If I stop click on stuff I'm not supposed to. So you can see it says search results. So that's good. And then we're basically going to go ahead and map through these. So I guess we can literally just have a div. We can take this emoji selector like we have here and paste it here. And instead of generate emojis and yada yada yada, what we'll do instead is we will map the emojis that we have currently. So we're gonna go ahead and say, I forget what we called this. I think it's called search emojis, right? Search emojis dot map through the emojis, and then we'll go ahead and do this where we can go ahead and pin that, and everything else should be fine there, I believe. But the thing is, we only want to do this if there is an emoji to append, and this is where things are going to get even more messy. So we're good. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. So now things are going to get a little bit more messy even. So if we have emojis, we'll go ahead and attach them basically. So you can see we have these guys. It's a little bit weird looking, and we could have probably actually taken this guy and pasted it here. Maybe we do want this whole section. We might take this whole section here and make sure, yeah, I think that's fine. Copy this and just reuse this, and this ID would be search maybe. Not that it matters. This doesn't matter, and this will be search results. I think I like that more. And then we can have our, instead of generate again, we'll go ahead and have our emoji or search emojis dot map each emoji. And I think I like that more. Let's see what this looks like really quick. Yeah, cool. So it sets it up basically how we want. That looks nice. That's more or less how Twitter works. But if we do something like this and there's nothing in there, so we need to check now. Let's go ahead and wrap this as well. So we're going to do one of these and wrap this guy like so. And I love that you do that. Thank you very much, VS Code. I cannot wait to switch over to NeoVim and fix this. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure that there's actually search emojis. So search emojis dot length greater than 1 question mark. If it is greater than 1, we'll do this. Otherwise, we'll set up another div. And maybe we do want the selection. And also, let's do it this way. So let's not do it like that. So let's not wrap this. Let's go back to the way we were for video continuity. And get rid of this. This is all for the video. I guess technically we don't need this either. But let's get this back to the way we had it really quick. So just fix this. Alright, so we're going to go and just return this div. We don't actually need the fragment on this one then. So let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Since it's all going to be contained in one div, we don't need another parent container. So now we have this like emoji drop down wrapper here. And I don't really know what this CSS looks like. We can take a look really quick. So we go to our emoji drop down, our wrapper. So it just has a width and height. Apparently, am I looking at the wrong thing? Selector wrapper emoji. Okay, so oh yeah, and then it has each emoji. Okay, so that's fine. So I guess the issue here is going to be the selector section, right? Let me look at what this looks like. Yeah, I guess it's so we might have to do what I was thinking, I guess. How's it going, Nabil? Hope you're doing well. So we might have to do what I was thinking, I guess, because the selector section is fine. The issue, I think, that with the selector section, sure, let me go in here. So this is something I wasn't sure after I reset. I always forget where settings is. Command palette, settings. Maybe. I don't ever remember where settings are, because I barely ever use them. Edit. Is it under view? Parents. No. It's not under run. It's not under go. Why am I so dumb? I don't even know where settings is in VS Code. Preferences. Here we go. Settings. I can bump it up to like excuse me. I can bump it up to like 20-ish. I don't want it to be too big, because I want to be able to see most of what I'm doing. But yeah, I can bump it up a little bit. Control plus just will zoom in the entire editor. I don't want to zoom in the entire editor. I wanted to just make sure the font size is a little bit bigger. So the problem that I'm going to run into is that the selection, although I'm worried about this section, selector section, CSS. So if we come in here, we don't need that. If we come into the selection, wherever this is, emoji drop down, placeholder, categories. So this one is fit content, category wrapper. Although I might have been looking at the wrong part. Selector section with 100% fit content. And then the wrapper is with 100%. I might have been looking at the wrong spot anyway. So the emoji wrapper. Let's see what this emoji wrapper looks like, if I can find it in here. Control find. Okay, never mind. So this is just, yeah, we're fine. Cool. We'll set like a height, 100% or something. Yeah, we'll do that. So we're gonna have curly braces in here, and I'm gonna bring this inside the curly braces. All right, clean this up a little bit. So inside the curly braces, we're gonna see if there is content. So we're gonna say search emojis dot length is greater than 1. So if we have some content, we're gonna show this. Otherwise, we're gonna show a div. We might set up a class name equal to, and we'll say emoji dash drop dash down dash, and then search dash no results. So if there's no results, and let's fix this div. So we'll have like an h1, the class name equal to emoji drop down search no results header, and inside it will say no emojis found. And then we'll have a p class name equal to emoji drop down search no results, and this will be like a message. And inside the message it says try searching for something else instead. So if we try to search for something, there's content in there, we don't find it, we will deal with that. And I believe this should just work. I mean, it's going to be ugly right now, but right now you can see this is working as expected. Basically, we need to resize this a little bit and center it and probably add some padding and whatnot. So let's go ahead and do that. Code suggestion, schedule a live stream instead of just going. Yeah, I don't understand that one either. So I don't understand what you mean by schedule your live streams. So I have a set streaming schedule, and YouTube, I don't think there's a way to schedule quote unquote a live stream. So you just hit live. I mean, I could look into it, but I live stream basically the same time every Tuesday and Thursday. So you can mark this time like on your calendar or not. That and I also upload all my streams and all the videos. So no one's going to miss anything. So let's go ahead and grab this and copy it. And we're going to go ahead and paste it into here. And I guess I'll just throw it at the bottom. I don't know if I want it at the bottom. Actually, I want it with the, I guess we'll throw it in here. Go ahead and here. And we're going to go ahead and just say width. We're going to say what width 100% and height 100% looks like. Height 100%. And then we are going to have a padding of like 12px, maybe it might be 16. We'll see. We're gonna go ahead and display flex, and we're going to justify content, and it might actually be flex start on this. Flex start and align items in the center. And let's see how this looks. And we also need to make sure that we have a flex direction of column. Whoops. And we might have not needed flex. We'll see. Okay, that looks fine. Except this doesn't seem like it has the padding on it. Either that or flex start. We can try this one flex start and this one center maybe. I don't think that's it though. Okay, yes it is. Now this is just some weird padding or not padding, flex area, and we need to, okay, we need to disable this whenever we don't have any material or any, so okay, so we're going to say I wonder if we could literally do this too. I have a feeling this won't work. But let's say, actually, let's do it like this. So we'll say emoji search content question mark. Otherwise, this is probably not the recommended way to do this. But oh well. It should work. We'll just ignore the events. Except we want not. So there's not search emoji content. So yep, there we go. That's working as expected. Cool. Now obviously this needs modified. It needs to be thicker, maybe a little bit smaller. So I can go ahead and actually take a look at what the font sizes look like really quick. So this one is font size of 31. And then I'm guessing just gonna be black. And we do need a little bit more padding, so I can deal with that as well. So maybe padding 16 instead. And then font size 31 on this, whatever this H1 is. So let's scroll down to the bottom again. Let's go ahead and copy the header. Let's copy this guy and come into here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this like 16 because I think it needs a little bit more. And then here our font weight or font size will be 31px. We also want a font weight of probably pretty big, like 800. It might need to be 900, we'll see. Make sure all the margin goes away, and make sure all the padding goes away. There shouldn't be any padding on it, but get rid of that. And then we can also go ahead and take a look at what the size of this font is. So the other one is 15px. So let's go ahead and grab the other font. So I went to the wrong one, get rid of that guy. We'll need it a little bit later. Let's go ahead and copy this message or this class and bring it in here. So here, the font size, font weight, and everything else. So font size will be 15. This will be 400, and then this will be 00. And we want to add a little bit of margin to the bottom of the header. We can, but cool. So that still looks a little bit small, but I think that's probably fine. It's never gonna be perfect just because of the fact that what's the word for it? Because it's a clone, it'll never be perfect. But now the search results look pretty good. Go like that, it gets rid of them. Cool. So that looks good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. We go like that, doesn't exist, get rid of them, comes back. I mean, it looks pretty good. I like it. Cool. So now the next thing to think about is maybe we figure out how to deal with the recents, just to get it over with. So if you like click on some like this, just click on some. I know you guys can't see this, I'm on Twitter, and then go back to here. It has recents, and it also says clear all. So this might be more work than I want it to be. So maybe what we go ahead and do is we try to make this open and close, get the positioning a little bit better, and then go from there. And then maybe, depending on how much time we have left, we start the clean slate on Tuesday with searching and stuff. So let's go back into our code. And I'm guessing we need to go into our page. So let's go to our pages and home.tsx. So we have display toggle, display edit image modal, display tag people modal, and then schedule post, and so on and so forth. So although this is, yeah, that's gotta be what we want, right? So it looks like we do have a modal slice. I didn't remember if we set one up or not. So let's go ahead and go into our modal slice, and then let's go ahead and say display emojis and boolean, and then we'll go ahead and set display emojis to false. And we could have done this differently, but it is what it is. We'll update display emojis. Those take in the state. State is equal to ... state. Why? I don't know why it does this. Display emojis will be not state.display emojis. And then we will go ahead and export display emoji. Cool, that's good to go. Let's get rid of the emoji drop down CSS. And I don't know if we need the emoji drop down. We'll see. So now let's go back, and I lost our page. So let's go back into our home page, and we'll go ahead and say display, and we need to set this up, I guess. So we'll say const display, and this will be emoji. Emojis equal to use selector state root state, and then this will be state dot modal dot and then display emojis. Now I don't know if we really want this here, if we wanted it elsewhere, but it is what it is. And now we'll say display emoji, and then it copy again for some reason. Copy display emoji, and we'll say, and we'll say emoji drop down. I think is what we called it. So now whenever we go ahead and set that, we'll pop it up and down, And I think our emoji, whatever it's called, I can't think. I think, gosh darn it, why can I not think? I lost my train of thought. I think where we're actually putting the height is inside of the CSS, the drop down CSS. So I think up here, yeah, you see top and left. So I guess we technically know the heights and everything, and it should be relatively the same unless things get switched around. So let's come in here and let's go ahead and inspect. So we know about the height of, if you click on this, where this bottom one is. So if we go ahead and do this, so that is 167 by 520. So I'm guessing 167 is the height. So if we say like height one, so we say like top 170 pixels, that should be pretty close every single time. And then left, we'll want to change a little bit. Except we also need to deal with this, I guess. So that's 58. So 58 plus 50. So that's like an extra 100. So let's go ahead and say like 290. Then we can go ahead and convert it and see how it looks. So 290. So let's go like 295 and see how that looks. 296. That's also fine. So I think that's probably good. And honestly, yeah, I think that's good. I think 295 probably would have been best. And save that. Cool. And I think we need to move to the left a little bit. So here, we'll just move it to the left. So I don't know how much to the left. So let's just say left like 500 px and just see where it goes and then move it around from there. So 500 is definitely not enough. So let's go like 700. Actually, I'm going to go like 750 for the heck of it. So 750 is definitely too much. So let's go 650. So 650 is pretty darn close. It might not be perfect, but I think 650, I'm going to roll with that. So now the last thing we need to do is we need to go into our feed post creator.tsx. And basically, whenever we click on our emoji SVG here, and I'm guessing, yeah, the on click is here. So on click, we need to go ahead and basically open emoji modal maybe. Okay, and let's go ahead and make that open emoji modal. So here, const open emoji modal equal to, do this, do that, and then here we will dispatch, and we need to get the update display emojis, and just do that. Now the only thing that we need to figure out is if we click off of this somewhere, it closes it. So we need to figure out how we're going to deal with that. But let's see if we can at least deal with this. And maybe if we click anywhere, it'll loop through and see if any of them are true and then close them or something. Or I can figure out something else, but let's see, at least see if we click on it. Oh, you know what? We also just have this open somewhere. Where do we have this open at is the question. It's just at the bottom. Okay. I was gonna say, I forgot we just had it open. So now it's not open. We click on this. Huh. Emoji is not doing anything. Open is not open. Emoji modal is not defined. Is that old? Huh. What's going on here? So we open emoji, we display update emojis, and that should be fine. Whenever we click on this, call open emoji, so that should be fine. Inside of our modal slice, we have update display emojis, and we set this to not display emojis, so that should be fine. And then inside of our home, we have display emojis and that. Let's go ahead and make sure this is getting called really quick. So we'll oh, you know what? Classic mistake. Try to go too fast. Make sure you return that state. And now it should work. Yep. Okay. Now the thing is, if we click off, we want it to close out. So what we might do is inside of our home page, if we just like have an on click here. So we say on click equal to, and then maybe we call this close open modals. So basically we can just add whatever we want to this. Const close opened modals. So here specifically we'll say like if our display emojis is true, then we'll go ahead and dispatch update display emojis. So if it's true and we click outside and inside the home page somewhere, I don't know if it's gonna work. I'll be darned, it worked first try. So cool. Opens, click off of it, it closes. Now I don't know if you click on, okay, yeah, so even if you do like click inside, it does close out of it. So that's working similar. So I guess we still have time to, ooh, yeah, I figured that was going to be an issue. React.mouse events. It's just going to be general mouse event. So let's say this, and I guess how are we going to do this though? Because if it clicks anywhere at all, because even if I say like stop propagation, I don't think that's gonna do it. Yeah. So if we click anywhere inside of this emoji, let's see what the current target looks like. Whenever we click on that, console.log current target. What does this look like? So we click on like this. It says div class home emoji dropdown. So maybe we get, so e.target dot get, I don't know if you can get, doesn't look like you can get children. Dot child nodes 0 dot let's see here. So if we click on this, we get emoji drop down. So then we want, I don't think you can get class, but you can get an attribute, I think. So let's see here. Has root node, has child, last child, next sibling, node type, node name, parent element. That you could get attribute. Attribute node. I was hoping you can get attribute, but it doesn't look like you can. I don't know what attribute node is. Let's see what attribute node is. Click on this. 2. And empty. It's probably good that's saying undefined over and over again. Oh, it's that same issue. So we don't want attribute node. I was hoping I could get class. There's not even ID on this. What does child nodes return? Child nodes returns a list of child node. That does not help me whatsoever. Dot, what other data do we have? So there's also like first child, but this I think also returns a child node, which doesn't give us the data that we want. There's node value. Whoops. What does node value give us? Let's see what this gives us. So we click on this. It gives us null. Or an empty array. First child definitely gets something. That's the thing. Yeah, first child. Oh, it's undefined. So first child does that. So what if we say like let first child any equal to e dot, and what if we say target? Yeah, target doesn't give us anything. Actually, let's say e dot target dot first child. Although it's gonna complain because I'm gonna say any current type or current whatever, and I'm gonna say first child. Actually, let's say element any, and then we'll say element. This is getting a little bit jank, but element dot first child. What does this return? Same thing. Now I'm going to say dot get attribute class. And we're going to see if we get the class. We click on this emoji drop down. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to say class is equal, well, actually we're going to keep element. We're going to say let class equal to this. And what is your problem? Cannot find name let. What are you on about? Let class name. Okay. Let class name this. So if display emojis and class name not equal to, and this is like emoji drop down. So we want to keep it open if it's emoji drop down. Cool. Refresh this. The undefined thing is an issue. So basically this is also a problem with the, was it the emoji? Is it emoji utils? So basically, that shouldn't be undefined though. Inner HTML is equal to p tag 1 to this, and then we grab the elements. So basically what I think is happening is if current inner HTML is this, we set the current p tag 1 to this, and then we do this. So I'm not sure where the undefined's coming from actually, because current inner set to that, which is just empty. The problem is that, oh, this doesn't make any sense though. I guess we're not adding the p tag, or they add the image template. This is obviously not null. I'm trying to think of what's going wrong here. We never, well, let's see. We set the current, set it there. And maybe we say, or the current p tag of 1 is equal to an empty space. So if either of those are true, we're gonna go ahead and set inner HTML index like that, I guess, and we might want to put index plus plus here and get rid of this index. This might scuff everything. Nope, just kidding, I'm the smartest man alive. Now it is a little bit scuffed with the emojis, but I don't really care. It is what it is. Cool, so there's that. Now what I'm thinking is whenever we do our recents, we need to check to see if there's any recents in the first place. And then what I'm thinking is we just keep a list of the last 9 recent ones, and we just kind of like shuffle them around to like splices and stuff. So let's go back to our emoji dropdown, and basically what we'll do is we'll do const, and then we'll say recent emojis, and then set recent emojis equal to a use state of emoji data. This will be interesting to store, and it'll be like this. And here what I want to do is I want a callback function, and I know I have a hook, but I don't remember how to use it. I know it's in the home, so it's like this guy here, so it's like set JWT, and remove JWT. So let's copy this, and I'm not sure how or if this is gonna work, but we'll see here. And maybe instead of that, we do this. So this will be, instead of JWT, this will be recent emojis, set recent emojis, and then remove recent emojis. Oops, recent emojis. And then we'll go ahead and import use local storage. And then this will be recent emojis. And I don't remember what this guy is. This one is the string. So we can start that out as empty, I guess. So I don't remember exactly how we use this. So in home, we basically we set the JWT to the token, and then we dispatch some stuff. So this is going to store this as like a JSON string, if I remember correctly. So what we're going to want to do is this. Let's go ahead and anytime we click, so where's our on click at? Get card emoji, reset, append emoji to post. So anytime that we click on something, let's do this. So we're gonna say like if, so let's do this. We'll say let we can say emojis equal to JSON.string or JSON.parse, and we're gonna parse the recent emojis, and it might not like this, but we're gonna go ahead and say that. And so basically what we might need to do is we might need to check to see, so something similar to this, like we'll see if this is JWT, and if not, we'll get the token. So we might need to check to see in the use effect if this exists. So let's go to the use effect, and we'll say we'll get rid of this, and we'll say if not recent emojis. If we don't have recent emojis, we will go ahead and set recent emojis to JSON.stringify, and it'll be an empty array. So I'm curious to see if this will work. So let's just try this out, and this is fine, I guess, as well. I guess we could console.log emojis, and whoops, we'll say emojis in local storage, and then we'll say emojis just to make sure this actually parses properly. I don't know if it's going to parse properly. And we can come in here, and this is scuffed right now, but it's fine if we refresh. So what I want to see is we click on this, that's fine, and we click on our application and come into our local storage, localhost. So we have recent emojis, it's empty. So that's what we expect. And if we click on one of these, we should get an empty array. So it should say like these in local storage, it's an empty array. So that's what we expect. So now we can say, and this is emojis is an array, and we can even say that this is a emoji data array, and it's not gonna know that, but it's fine. So now we can at least say if our emojis dot contains, or let's say dot find, is that what I want to do? Dot find, and then so if not emoji dot find, and then we're gonna go ahead and say e dot, and then we can say, it doesn't really matter what we say because we have the, let's say name, I guess, e dot name equal to and then we'll say emoji because we have the emoji there, dot name, right? And this is mad, so we're gonna go ahead and say that this is an emoji I think this one's a mapped emoji actually. So we come in here, emoji or emoji, it either returns or it's going to return, what does this return? I guess it returns a string. So this returns the emoji. So maybe we'll just say equal to name because we have the name of the emoji. So if that's the case, I guess we don't have the full emoji, do we? Shoot. We just have the, I guess we can get the emoji by name somewhat easily. But the issue again is the modifier, right? And we want more than that. Shoot. We might need to make another thing here. But if this, because we want to be able to map through these basically. So if not this, we basically want to add this. So we want to say if we do not find this, let's just console.log first and be like, whoops, the emoji has not recently been used, add it to the list. So we'll add to the list. So if we click on this, it should say it's not been recently used. Cool. And this will be a little bit more dynamic than Twitter's, I think, in the end. So it's not been recently used, add to the list. And then we'd want to do some other checking. Well, actually, we can just add it to the front of the list. And I think, I don't remember how to add it to the front. So let's say JS add element to front of list. You can use unshift. So here we'll go ahead and say emojis dot unshift. Now the issue is going to be we want this to be an emoji data object. So it's going to have name, which we have the name. It's going to have name. It's going to have category, which we do not have. It's going to have the emoji, which we technically have, I think. So we have emoji. And it's also going to take an image, which I don't think we have either. So we need to add all this stuff. So category, we need to figure out, and then also image. So we could technically search for the emoji by name based off the emojis. So we could say like, because emojis, we have the big list of emojis, so we could say like emojis dot find, and then we can find e, where e dot name is equal to name. So we could say like let emoji data equal to this. And let me change this to emoji data. And I guess we could do the same thing, right? So name is this, category be emoji data dot category. Or empty string. This double or empty string. I don't know why emoji data emojis undefined. I guess because it might not exist. Excuse me. It should exist though. Emoji, we already have the emoji because we found it. And then image will be, we'll basically use the convert to, we already have a get character by name and modifier. That's what we're using up there, right? we want the image, not the emoji. So we're going to come up here and we're going to convert modifier to index, and yeah, because we do want this. So then this will be emoji data. And I guess this is not emoji data. This is actually the full emoji, but emoji data dot images, and then this will be convert this to this, and then we'll say current skin tone, or it'll be an empty string. Again, this shouldn't happen. It should always be there. And then what we can go ahead and do is say set current or set recent emojis to JSON.stringify, and then we can stringify the emojis like so. So theoretically that should set that every time we click on it if we don't find it. So let's see if this works as we expect. So let's give this a good refresh. Click on this. Click on this guy. The emoji has not been recently added. Add to the list. So we go into our application. Hopefully you can see we have the name, smiley, and everything like that. We click on another one. It should add it again. We might have to refresh to see this, or it might be there. I can't tell. If we refresh, yep, now there's two. So it's there, it's working. And you know what? I just realized this is broken because we had the display open, so we'll need to fix that, which is why I had it at like 30% or whatever, but okay, whatever. So that's fine. So now we need an else. So if we do find it, then I guess what we need to do is we need to find it inside of the array, right? So we need to find like the index, and I don't know if we can find the index. We'd probably have to loop through until we find it, slice it, and then pop it to the front, I guess. So, and I forget how slice works. So let's see, JS remove element from middle of the array and shift other elements over. So basically we want to do how to remove an element. I don't know if this is what I want. Remove a specific item, remove the first, remove the last. Remove an element in any position with slice. And this one, remove an element in any index with splice. We want to mutate the array, so we'll do splice. So let's see. So if you have an array, in order to remove an element, index 4, you would use splice 4 1. So remove one index at 4. So what we'll do is, if we do find it in there, we'll say let's let I equal to 0, I is less than emojis dot length I plus plus. And then what we want to go ahead and do is, let's see, what do we want to do here? So what we want to do is say if the emojis I dot, and we have the name, I guess, name is equal to name. If that's the case, then we're gonna go ahead and say emojis dot splice, and we're going to splice at the array I, and we're gonna splice 1. We're going to remove it from that spot, and then we're going to go ahead and say emoji. Whoops, not there. And then outside that, we'll go ahead and say emojis.unshift. We're going to go ahead and unshift, and we're going to do the same thing. Or not unshift, just shift, I think. Yeah, no, unshift. And we're going to unshift this guy. Now, the last thing that I want to do is I want to keep it a certain size no matter what. So I'm going to say JS keep. Although what we could do is let's see, JS keep array a certain size. What we could do is so you can use a slice method. So that's what we might do. As we shift things over, then what we'll go and do is we will and this returns dot, we'll say slice, we'll return a slice to the array from 0 to 9. So then if we start getting more than 9 in there, it shouldn't be an issue. And I think that's all we need to do for this, other than the fact that we need to create the section for recent. So let's go ahead and do the recent section. And this might be as easy as this, fingers crossed. So here, this will be recent. ID will be recent header. We'll still have this wrapper, but instead of mapping through generate emojis, we're gonna map through recent emojis. Although we need to JSON.parse this, and this is mad at me because this will be an emoji data. Now I don't know if that's gonna work. I might be surprised if it works first try. I'll be darned. Recent header. This should be recent. Save that. Now the only thing is, let me double check what Twitter's looks like. I'm guessing it just shows recent. The only other issue is that there's a clear all recent. That won't be too hard to do. And what else do we need? So it looks like there's a line, a border underneath this one for some reason. And then we need to get the top guy working. So give me one moment I need to run to the bathroom really quick, and then I'm going to try to wrap this up, and we should be good to start searching in the next video. All right, we have about 20 minutes. Let's try to power through here. So I need to look at what we do for like the ID and ID recent header. I don't remember exactly how we do this. So we have this, we have update search content. I need to search for where we, so this is category. So maybe I say if ID is equal to, and then this will be recent header, and then we will set intersecting of 0 equal to true. We might need to do one other thing, find first true. Okay, so that's working. Now the only issue, although it didn't set smileys, so recent header, intersecting 0 true. And it should set everything to false. And that shouldn't be intersecting anymore. So maybe this wasn't going to be as easy as I had hoped it would be. Because whenever we do this, it takes all the way to like here for it to realize. Interesting. So we might need to debug that. I'm not that concerned about it, to be honest. And maybe the observer is scuffed or something. Let's look at the observer. So then we're just observing this guy, section title. And then let's make sure we have the section. I'm guessing we have the section title on there, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see, categories. The other thing is this category wrapper. Let's see. This category is kind of scuffed as well because it never actually goes to active. And it might be because of, let's see, set 0. Recent, set category active 0. I'm not sure why this one also won't actually show up as active. So let's just take one more peek. We have an if active category is equal to index. Are we not setting active category to 0? Maybe we should set active category to 0 to start. And then we're also going to need to go ahead and set active category to first true. Okay. But I'm guessing this is going to scuff some other stuff. Okay, it's still not black and white. We saved it. Recent header. Right now, where'd this go? There's none of this. Active category is equal to index because we set active category to 0. ID is index. I don't know about that, but it is what it is. And then our background. I'm not sure what the deal is with this. Let's see if the scrolling's working. So we click on this. So that's definitely working. I don't know why it's not getting active. And this is a little bit scuffed as well. I don't know what the deal is with that. So I might need to go back and double check the logic for that. I don't want to get too stuck up on this. I am confused because our active category is set to 0. And if we scroll down here to wherever we're setting this, we're generating the top row unless, no, it, oh my goodness. It's all whether or not active category is equal to index. An active category, emoji active. The thing is, it has the underline. So the only thing I can think of is this index is broken. We can inspect, I guess. So what's going on here? Emoji category wrapper, emoji active, and it has the background image. So it's active. That's so weird. Emoji active, emoji drop down. Yeah, so I don't know why that's acting like that. Maybe we debug it later. Maybe it has something to do with this. Data 0, images 0, ID recent. Yeah, I think that's fine. ID is recent, that's fine. Strange. Excuse me. I don't know why it's not lighting up because it's saying it's active. So that's strange. Yeah, and the hover's not working either. Interesting. Ooh. Well, this is a little bit scuffed, so we need to look into that, but at least this is working. Let's go ahead and get to clear all next to the recent at the very least, and then I can make a note of this bug, and maybe I can debug in a different stream. I just want to kind of get this done. So now let's go down to, let's see here, our recent. So recent. So now I guess we're going to wrap this inside of a div class name equal to emoji drop down selector recent section. We'll put the h2 in, and then we'll put like an h3 or something, and we'll say h3 class name equal to emoji drop down selector, and then this will be recent or remove clear recent, and this one will have an on click equal to, and then we can literally just say remove recent emojis or something like that. I forget what it's called. Let's see, it's not set recent emojis obviously, and honestly you might want to set recent emojis to just an empty array. So let's go ahead and say set recent emojis to json.stringify, and we'll stringify an empty array, and then inside it'll go ahead and say clear all. So now we need to, clear all. And now we need to go ahead and copy this and bring it into our CSS. And I'll put it here, I guess. So here, width will be 100%. Height will be fit content. Display will be flex. Flex or justified content will be space between, and we'll align items in the center. And that should deal with that. That's fine. And now we need to deal with the clear all. And that should be fine. So let's go ahead and grab the clear all. So clear recent. Let's copy this guy. And we'll come into here. We don't need that. We don't need the feed post creator currently. Do this. So now color will be Twitter blue. And let's see what the font size looks like. So let me inspect really quick. So font size looks like it's about 14px. It's pretty thick. Font actually would be, yeah, font size 14px. Let's also go ahead and get rid of margin. Margin 0. It's gonna have some padding. So maybe, I don't know what the padding looks like on this. So 12, 0, 12 it says. Padding 0, 12px. And then we want a border radius. We'll try like 50px and see how it looks. And what else do we want? Maybe font weights of like 600. And let's see how this looks. So it's gonna look a little bit funky. I don't know why it's, so let's say width is fit content. I don't know why it's acting strange. Where's the, let's see where this guy's at. So if we come in here and grab this section title, maybe this is taking up a lot of space or something. Like, what's going on with this? So if we click on this guy, yeah, that guy does not need to be taking up that much space. So let's go into our section title, find it, paste it. So width, we don't need that. We'll just do fit content. I don't know why I have 100% there. I don't think that's gonna hurt anything. Although for some reason, oh, it's because background color white. Shoot. Oh, you know what? We can fix that somewhat easily. We can probably get rid of all of this. Or actually, let's do this. We'll copy this. And I don't remember where this isn't good. I lost what my thing was called. Copy. Now I lost my other thing, so that's cool. So here's that. So we're gonna say top 0 and position sticky. Okay, that didn't do anything. Terrific. How are we gonna deal with this? What if we do this? But why is smileys and people broken? Because I think that's working as intended, actually. I think maybe we need to set the background color to transparent. I see what the issue is. Shoot, that's why we had it 100 with 100%. Okay, so we're gonna have to modify this slightly. Whoops. Redo whatever I did there. So we're gonna modify this slightly. Let's see if I can find where that sticky was again, because I lost it. Might have been higher up. Where is our position sticky? So there's that guy. Here. So we'll grab this. Notice I'm going to copy this. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to copy this part. Come back up here. And in the recent section, we're going to add the position sticky in top 0. It's hard to see because it's too small, but it is working. And then I'm going to change the name of this guy. So if we come in here, I'm going to say clear, or I'm going to say recent title. I'm going to copy this. And we're going to change this slightly. So we're going to come back into here. Dot recent title, and we can grab most of the data from this one. So we can grab most of this and we'll clear some stuff out. So I don't care about this. The padding can stay, margin can stay, background color doesn't matter, and width will be fit content. And I think that should fix our issue there. So now that looks fine. Recent's not working anymore. Is that because, let's see. It's because this doesn't have the, I think it's because it doesn't have the section title anymore. So I might have to add this as well. So I might have to say, let recent header equal a document dot query selector dot this. We'll also do if recent header not equal to null, observer dot observe recent header. Whoops, recent header. Okay. It might be because these two are technically, well, I don't know, because that shouldn't be, because the recent section is only like this big. So that's weird. But anyway, I'm not that worried about it. So there's that fixed. Now we need to get the clear all styled up. So now clear all dot and then emoji dash drop dash down dash selector dash recent colon hover. So now this will background color of RGBA, and we want to convert this color to RGB. So let me go ahead and say hex to RGB converter on the interwebs. Let's go ahead and convert this color. And let's paste it in. So we'll have our RGB, grab an A, and then we'll say 0.3. And then we need to maybe change up how big the border is. You can't even see it. I don't know why you can't see it. Let's see. Emoji drop down selector. Well, I grabbed the wrong one. That's why. And colon hover. Oops, if I could type colon hover. Okay, so I didn't put 0.3. So it might need to be a little bit lighter than that. Let's see. Yeah, it should be pretty light. But I like the size. Size looks pretty good. Let's just make it a little bit lighter. Like 0.15 maybe. I think 2 is going to be too much. 3 is too much, obviously. Cool. And it has a pointer. So we'll go ahead and say cursor is pointer. Cursor pointer. And if we clear it, they go away. Clear it. So now we need to say also in recent, one last thing before we wrap up, and maybe I'm doing this already and maybe this is just scuffed. Let's see. So where we're showing this, recent should only pop up if there is a recent one. So here in recent, we're gonna wrap this. And we're gonna say recent emojis dot length greater than 1, greater than 0, question mark. Otherwise, return that. Let's see. Must have a parent. It does have a parent. Div. I don't know what this one's problem is. That should be fine. The div is the parent, right? Did I lose a div? I can't tell what's going on. It's scuffed. I guess we do this. Wrap this whole thing. This is dumb. Is it still complaining about? I don't know what it's complaining about now. We have this. What is the problem? I don't know what it doesn't like here. Recent emojis dot length greater 0. Shoot. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with this guy. Unexpected token. Maybe we get rid of this. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Must have one parent. It does have a parent, my guy. I don't know what the deal with this is. Shouldn't be an issue. It's starting to annoy me at this point. This shouldn't be an issue. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work. So basically, we only want to show this. Maybe it's because I did wrap the wrong part. Maybe I didn't get far enough. Wrap here and here. We want to check if we have recent data. Let's clean this up. Wasted a bunch of time here. Could have been done a lot faster. So we want to say recent emojis dot length is greater than 0. Question mark. If it is, we'll do this. Otherwise, we just return nothing. So we do not want to see. So it still didn't work. Go in here. So let's say greater than 1. And maybe there's an error that I'm not seeing. Inspect console. Is there an error? There's no error. Recent should not be showing up right now. So if it's greater than 1, we want to show the recent section with recent, all of this stuff. I'm going to say recent emojis dot, I'm going to say JSON dot parse recent emojis dot length is greater than 1. Maybe it was looking at the length of the string. And then all of a sudden, watch, it's going to start working again. Yeah, so I don't know, it's something weird with that. If we click on this, it doesn't add right away. If we refresh. Oh, you know what? This should be greater than 0. There we go. Now I want to see what happens if we add 9. We add 9. It just keeps shifting over. If we, for example, click this guy, where's the guy with the cross eyes? It should go 1 and just shift. Yep, it's working. We can clear all. It goes away. So that's working. I don't know what was going on with the observer. We might want to recircle back to that content, but for right now, I'm not that concerned about it. I think that I'm pretty happy with this. And for some reason, clicking off is not working. Don't know why. Display emojis and class name not equal to this, then it should dispatch. Console dot log. Let's go ahead and say, oh, you know what? It's always going to be that. Shoot. Okay, that should be an easy fix, but it's getting late and I need to hop off and go to bed. So that's going to be it for this stream. So we did get quite a bit done. We got the recents working, and we can open this. Closing it is another thing. We'll have to basically be like, if it's one of these classes or something, we need to figure out some other way so that if we click on the inside, maybe let's try one last thing before I do go to bed. So if this, we'll do this and we'll get rid of this stuff, and we'll stop propagation inside the emoji dropdown. So on click whenever we add an emoji. So let's see here. Or actually, what if we on click anywhere inside of emoji dropdown? So on, ooh, that's gonna break though, right? I think this is gonna break the other things though. still adds it. If we click out, okay, there we go. That's how you do it right there. Click on these. Is it still working? It's fine. Click outside of it. Cool. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up. Basically everything we got done. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully, fingers crossed, remember to mark down that there is an issue inside the emoji, or I might not. And whenever we come back in the next stream, we're gonna go ahead and probably set up a little search bar here, or actually we'll hop into Java, get searching working for users, maybe set up some extra users to search for, and then start getting some posts displaying down here. So again, thank you all for watching. It is getting late for me, so I am going to sign off, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream or episode, whatever you want to call it. Have a great day, great evening, great afternoon. I'll see you guys in the next one.